Hello, my name is Curtis Nicholson, and I was honored that Jan asked me to come and speak at Don's celebration of life. Unfortunately, I'm just traveling just doesn't work for me these days. Jan knows that a lot of cancers and aneurysms, and the list goes on and on. I'm kind of over most of it, but I still have mantle cell lymphoma, and the medication kind of keeps me close to home. So we're going to try this, and hopefully it'll work out. And I'll try to be as concise as I can. And the thing is, I have 100 stories, okay, but I'm only going to try to share just a few of them. And I'm going to try not to talk about my life so much, but I am a professional musician after 58 years, and I do that a lot. So bear with me, there is a relevance here. Don Strange, I first met him when I was a junior at Potosi, and he taught me into playing football my senior year. I never could play before because I didn't turn 16 until I was a senior in high school. So he taught me into playing football. He taught me how to work out. He taught me how to lift weights. He got me going in the football. And after the first 2 years of Spanish at Potosi, I found out he was our Spanish 3 teacher. And I was delighted because instead of just doing the declensions and all that with the verbs, and the coach made it kind of fun because we did little plays. You had to use Spanish and put it in the play and be creative with it. So it made it fun. It made it motivating. So for the first time in history, I won the Spanish 3 award at the end of the year, all because of Don Strange, of course. And in football, there was one time we were learning the cross body block. You know, where you come with your fist right up by the face guard and throw your entire body at their upper body. And I don't think it's legal anymore, but it's called a cross body block. Whoosh. And so coach would tell me, get out there and come and hit me. And so I said, what? He said, yeah, come and hit me. So I got a 10 or 15 yard head start, ran full speed, did my cross, and went up, and he caught me. Boom. I hit the brick wall. So, he didn't step back, he just, boom, caught me. Wow. So that was certainly impressive. And another time, there was one boy had to leave for piano lessons, and a couple of guys were over there kidding him about, oh, look at you, have to go for piano lessons. And coach said, I took piano lessons. You got a problem with that? Shut those boys up instantly. So if you knew Don Strange, you knew he had a presence. When coach walked into the room, everybody knew he walked into the room. Yeah, that was him. I was blessed to only be with him for 1 year. And it's just amazing because his teaching me Spanish made me go major in Spanish. In Cape Girardeau, I took 33 hours in college, and I wanted to be a high school Spanish teacher, which never worked out. It just didn't work out. But I made it through and went in the Air Force. And with all the teaching stuff that I had done, I was the only two-striper in the squadron that had a master instructor certificate. All because of Don Strange, you understand? So we go on, and then time was up in Biloxi, and they sent me a test, a Spanish test, because they wanted me to teach at the Inter-American Air Forces Academy in Panama, Canal Zone. So I passed that test and went down there and taught airborne navigation equipment and electronic fundamentals to Central and South American Air Force students for 5 years. All because of Don Strange. You with me here? You follow me? It's like I was there 1 year and my entire life was touched in so many ways. So even to the point where I would eat breakfast at the mess hall every morning at 5:30 because class started at 6. if I was sitting across the table from a Colombiano, a Venezuelano, or Guatemalteco, I could tell what country they were from just by their accent. All because of Don Strange. You with me? Okay. So I get through that. 5 years in Panama is wonderful. I get out and I'm going to go be a musician. And of course, you know how you get a musician off your porch, right? You pay for the pizza. So I went ahead and I wound up working for the state of Texas at the Unemployment Bureau. And at that time, Levi Strauss laid off 1,000 people and closed their plant and moved it to Mexico, I believe. And we had 1,000 people that didn't speak English, that needed TAA and TRA benefits and don't need to know what those acronyms mean. It's just a whole lot of paperwork to get some money to do what you need to do. So at the onset of it, after 4 days of being there, I barely knew where the bathrooms were. I had to give a presentation to about 700 people about how to do all these benefits. And about 15 minutes before the presentation, they go, oh, by the way, you have to do it in Spanish. Okay, so I got the pamphlets, I translated it in my head as best I could, and gave it and knocked it out. Because that was Don Strange right there. See, just go do it. So, yes, it was him. So I got that handled, and then I went on to teach electronics at proprietary schools. And one particular interview, they said, can you teach Lotus, D-Bass, and WordPerfect? You have to ask kids, you have to ask your grandparents what those are. I sure I can teach it. Okay, you start tomorrow. I had no clue. I had never seen any of them. But I got the book, stayed 6 hours ahead of the students, and taught the class. All because of Don Strange, you see. And it goes on and on. I got hundreds of them. He has lifted me up. And I know he is physically not here anymore. But I'm telling you, he is here with me each and every day. Because, see, I lucked out. There were some days after football practice, I didn't have a ride. So he took me home, way out to, we lived next to 2 miles out of Tiff, out in the boondocks. And his 67 Buick Wildcat, man, oh man. But all those rides, he would tell me what you need to do, what you need to think, how you need to act. And I remember one time he told me, he said, you know, you're going to mess it up. People going to talk you into doing some stupid stuff. It's going to happen. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just apologize to God, get over it, and get on with it. Because you know you got this. Just don't do it anymore. Piece of cake. So, but one time in football practice, we were inside the gym because it was raining. Jerry Compton was our right guard. I was the right tackle. We were over on the other side. Coach was over here. He couldn't see it, so we were just sloughing off. We weren't doing it. Then he comes up over us with his arms like this. You disappoint the coach. OMG, that's worse. You just hit me in the head is worse than disappointing the coach. You feel me? So that's Don Strange in a nutshell. I was only with him for 1 year, and he touched every part of my life. And so he taught me. When I had the stroke, my left hand wasn't quite working, so I had to practice 3 hours a day to get my left hand back. So having a stroke made me a better piano player. And when I had the lung cancer and they took out this half a lung, I had to take 30 days off. The first day after that in ICU, the phone called and I booked a gig for May 12th, which was just after I was going to get out of the hospital. Don Strange again, by the way. And I never thought, well, I might not be able to sing. But the thing is, I worked for 3 hours every day during that month off and kept singing. So lung cancer made me a better singer. You see? So that's what Don was telling me. Coach was telling me. And all those trips in that Wildcat, he gave me such an uplifting life. And this is what you need to do. Pay attention and go and do it. and put your big boy pants on and get it handled. There's no complaining. There was no why me. There was no any of that. Just go get it done. Now he had to get her done long before the cable guy did. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I wish I could be there with all my heart. He was just an incredible, and always is and always will be an incredible part of my life. Thank you all for your time. Be blessed. Jan, we love you, darling.